Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here. So last night was a very interesting AMA with both Ed and Vegas. Now, if you haven't listened to it, feel free to go and listen to it after this video. It's really good. It's a really nice listen. You don't need to watch anything. We're more like a podcast at this point, aren't we? It's a little bit strange because loads of people always say to me, you need to do more things on screen, and it's like I'm presenting the facts and it's kind of not relevant so much all the time what's on screen. But anyway, Vegas has come out and confirmed for us now twice that he has made contact with Binance, and this in itself is historical because they're asking questions, right? And if they're asking questions, it means things are happening, and we all know Vegas is the man, the myth, the legend behind the 1.2% burn tax, and you'll hear Ed state that Vegas is the one who's pretty much responsible for making contact with Do Kwon. And some people might see this as a bad thing, but the only way that I see this as a good thing is because we have the content. We have the contact and the blessing from the creator of the whole code base and the SDK code base and things like that. So in itself, the movement is strong. When I say strong, it's so strong that I can't see anything stopping this right now. There's no FUD that could blow this back, and we're there. We're at that final hurdle now with everything converging. It's like one big converging timeline of everybody's work that's going on, and there are people that are going around FUDding, saying all this stuff about this, that, and the other, and just ignore it. I've always ignored it, and I've always just looked at FUD and just gone, it's not even worth addressing, it's not even worth covering, it's not even worth showing people, because it's just noise. It's noise that's put there to prevent us and to distract us from our actual goal, which is to restore this governance and do the unthinkable, bring back the unimaginable, and bring back trust to crypto. And it's so important that we do what we set out to do. Okay, there's not been a thing yet that we haven't set out to do. We're achieving everything. And Ed's also spoken a lot today about USTC and the future of UST and algorithmic stablecoins, and he understands better than anyone how important the algorithmic stablecoin is to this blockchain, and Orion Money themselves rely on that algorithmic stablecoin. Okay, it's just part of their system. It was how it was built, and without that, they have stated they will set the sun on their project. If we can bring that back, that also brings back Orion Money, which keeps huge utility on the chain. And people say to me, how much utility is out there? And honestly, working on a list, speaking to someone now, going through, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and making sure we've got no one in there that shouldn't be in there and not receiving praise. And because there's a lot of projects that have abandoned the chain, and Galactic Punks is one of those projects that just thought, you know what, I'm done with this. And they're all in their means to do that. It's totally down to them. And I'm working so hard to make sure we don't lose Lunapunks, because them themselves, with their utility stake in that they bring more than just the NFT. And I see people copying this idea now, and lots of different people are coming out with the idea of using NFTs to be staked on Terra Classic. And it's really good to see that, because the more people that do that, the more utility there is, and the more utility there is, the more use there is for the amount of coins we have in circulation, because ultimately we can burn as much as we like, but without any utility, without communities, without people using the coins, things happening, transactions, and everything else in between, it's just we need it. We need it. And the whole idea of the burn tax coming nearly, I think it works out just under a month, maybe a little bit longer. And what Ed's spoken about this block height is not a set block height, as he's explained, so do make sure you listen to what he said. But if everything goes according to plan, we're looking at just mid-September. That's the best way to look at this. Okay, and Like Ed explained, the whole point of it coming a little bit later is to give the blockchain a chance to actually work first. People to make their big plays, get in place, and allow staking to take form and everything start to happen. And then once the burn tax comes back, then you're going to start to see new validators come on board, and as to which each one will bring its own utility to the blockchain. And this is really great. I'm seeing a lot of people that are going to be bringing validators nodes. But the one thing to note about these nodes is who profits from it? Where does the money go? Are they burning, things like that? Because I don't think there's any nodes on the Classic net that are dedicated to burning, and there are going to be loads of nodes that pop up for that, because what you got to remember, to most people, it's all about capturing the liquidity that's out there in coins like this and in the overall communities, because people want to support, people want to buy things, and a lot of people are out there just to capture that money flow, so to speak. They're not so much there for their communities, and it's so important that you understand that not only do you stake with someone, but you provide them with voting power, and with voting power comes huge responsibility to have sways over the governance. And the last thing we want is malicious actors gaining a huge staking amount via delegates, and then getting a huge voting power like Orion Money does, and then once again you've got a malicious actor in play and possibly going to do something malicious. They could vote something through with that amount, get a few validators on board. So it's always very important that we understand the validators that we are going to be staking with, because it really could be a dangerous minefield when new validators come on board, and there's going to be so many promises made. And yeah, some people are going to offer really good rates and really good rewards and things like that, but it's about the motive behind the node. And I think you folks know that how important it is, and the fact that not only will you give voting power on that front, sorry about that folks, you'll also have your own individual voting power if you wish to go off and vote yourself and cast your votes individually. So it's really good to see that there's all these kind of things, these ins and outs, and it's going to be really good. And a lot of people don't know this, and you can actually delegate to multiple validators, so you don't just have to delegate to one. You could split out, delegate between 3 as far as I'm aware. So lots of good stuff coming. But the fact that the contact has been officially made with Binance, as you've been told twice now, and we know Ed has made contact with Duquan, and obviously so has Vegas, and Ed's even said that. So looking really good. The movement's going great. Folks, we're in the final 9 days. Okay, today it means 9 days until the 26th of this month, and that's it. This snowball just keeps on going down that hill and picking up more and more traction. So folks, I hope that really gets your day started on a good front. Positive forward momentum all the time for this movement. And yeah, stay safe out there. There's a lot of scams, and like I said with these validators nodes, there's going to be a lot of saucy validators out there. So make sure you stake with the correct people, folks. And remember, you can always redelegate your coins to another validator and things like that. Lots of tutorials coming, so if you feel like you're confused and you don't know enough, we've got lots of tutorials coming on how to do everything at the correct times. So stay safe out there, folks. It's non-financial advice, and we'll catch you in the next one.